Hello, this is the LEGO Marvel Superheroes Royal Talon Fighter Attack from the Black Panther live-action movie. The fighter itself is a kind of striking and somewhat refreshing design to me. I see a lot of horseshoe crab in it myself. I don't know, maybe that's just me. But I like the shaping, to the overall kind of core body fuselage shaping of it. And then it has all these fins off the side. I think this is the first time that we've gotten these pieces. I may be completely mistaken on that, but in gunmetal gray. It's a very old piece. It's been around for a long time, but I personally don't recall this color previously. But if I'm mistaken on that, then I'm mistaken. But at least they've got a fairly consistent color scheme going around this with no, or at least very little of, strange colors showing up. The reds, you have little bits of red with the Technic axles going through here, but not a lot of it. I think those add just a little bit of flair, a little bit of visual interest. I mean, you see just this tiny little bit with the green and the yellow back there, but how often are you going to be looking at this from directly beneath? As soon as you angle it a little bit, you don't even see that. So not a lot of the stuff that usually ruins the look of LEGO sets from many angles. These stud shooters under here are nicely concealed. From most angles, you don't see them. If you do see them at all, I think it's only just adding a little bit to the appearance there. So it feels like just a lot of good design decisions were made with this that keep it as a toy, that keep it as something that's easy to build for kids, but yet that make it look good. So many LEGO sets are made with angles and with pieces that just don't look good, that just kind of ruin certain views, but this doesn't really suffer from that problem. I like the shaping around here as well. You can change the angles of these. I don't know if you want to, but if you want to. I don't know, maybe there's something that can come out of that, but by default, just put them down all the way. That's good. These are pushed down all the way right now, so you don't need to worry about angling those just right. There's still enough clearance to get the canopy open between those. The only things that kind of need regular alignment if you handle this a lot are these two small fins up here. So this can be pushed in a little bit, and that doesn't even really affect the look all that much. So yeah, it's just a well-designed toy, I think, and a decently displayable collectible item as well. It has pretty good space inside. When you open up the canopy and you have a respectable cockpit there. It's supposed to be a single seat fighter, but just a little stickered console in the front. Could have used some controls of some sort. I think, I don't know, maybe I haven't seen the design of the thing in universe, in its interior, but maybe a couple of those small modified 1x1 round tiles with the small bar in the center could have been used on either side. And then you have this compartment here that can be opened up to hold on to another figure. Possibly you can get two figures to sit in there even. I think back to back, it's a little bit difficult to get the rearmost one out, but just some space to put a captured individual in there. This does rely fairly heavily upon its stickers. Before applying this sticker, the front looked relatively plain, and without applying these two stickers on either side, it really didn't have its completed look. So I definitely recommend putting those on, even if you don't like stickers. They really change the game. Nice texturing across the top of it. It's not that amazing of a thing from like an aerodynamic perspective, comparing it to jet fighters and spaceships that are inspired by jet fighters and things. But for what it is, I think it's actually really well done. I'm happy with this overall. Here are the two protagonist figures, Black Panther, of course, and Nakia. Please forgive me if my inflection is not perfect there. Have not seen the movie as it hasn't come out yet. But I really like the figure on the right's torso print. It has a lot more detail in it than it appeared from a distance. You really have to get up close to this to appreciate not only the slightly darker lines going through it, but also the shaping of some of the decorative elements around the edges. They've got more coin-like shapes and rounded edges and kind of frilly designs, especially in the center. There's just a lot more going on with that than I could tell from any kind of distance. Good head print for Black Panther, I think. That is a new hairpiece on the right. I thought they were just going to reuse the Star Wars thin one, but this is new, has more texture and is a little bit thicker. Good printing around the back of the torso again to fit. I think Black Panther's is pretty good as well, and I'm glad that he has the print on the back of the head. It's just a little bit thin. Could have used a little bit more brightness, a little bit more just a metallic sheen. I think just a little bit more opaque printing, especially for the head, would have done that a good justice. And then there is this alternate face as well. So both of the faces here are positive, are smiling, kind of happy. This is a little bit more of a confident attacking and success, as opposed to just more of a default, more social expression, I guess. We also get these new disc blade pieces, which have just a single handhold each, which is just a standard bar size. These are fairly thin pieces, and they're molded in a medium silver color. And I think that they're going to be pretty useful as decorative elements. Hopefully they won't just use these for this single movie and then that's it, because I think they're useful generic parts that could definitely be done in multiple colors to create some interesting effects for folks wanting to do custom stuff. And then here we have two antagonists with Killmonger on the left and Ulysses Clow on the right, or Ulysses, however you pronounce that. I don't care. Let's take a look at these figures here, because I think that both of these figures are good figures. I like the print and mold for Killmonger's mask there that is made of a rubbery material, so these horns are not going to break off easily. It's well printed on the front. And the figure on the right has a very good facial expression, very good facial printing with multiple colors built up for the facial hair there. It's actually 3 colors that are used for facial hair alone. Pretty good torsos as well, but I think that the faces here kind of steal the show. Notice that this is a flick-fire missile. You can actually shoot that off, that launcher. Nice depth for the Killmonger mask there, all the way around with some extra, just it goes in pretty far, so you actually have some thinness around the frilly edges, but it thickens up towards the base, so it still has some durability there, and you get good printing around the backs of these torsos. No alternate face, unfortunately, for Killmonger, but you do get a really good alternate face on the second figure that looks possibly even more striking than the main one. And there's just your main face for Killmonger, which is actually pretty plain and a little bit disappointing to me. The set on the whole, to me, though, is pretty good. I feel like it gives you a good value, a good number of figures for the price that you pay, good price-to-part ratio. Nice design, nice build. Everything is sturdy enough for play and consistent enough, with the lack of terrible colors showing through from different angles to make it a respectable display item as well. Just well balanced overall. So there you go. Those are my thoughts on this set. Hope you've enjoyed this look at it, and I hope to have a chance to talk to you again soon, because my next video is on the way. See you then.